We are situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. A few minutes ago, the hometown Jets were introduced to this sellout crowd, and it's a roar that could be heard across the river in Manhattan. They're set to go as their Jets will match up with Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. The Lions on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the 50, Stafford. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Here's Sam Martin now as he'll kick it away for the second time. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Jets will take over 1st and 10. New York Jets getting the football back here. You look at their 2019 season, and in case you didn't notice, and judging by the attendance at MetLife, you didn't, but you might be surprised to learn that the Jets finished 7-9, a surprising 6-2 record in the second half, CD.
So that is obviously something to build on, and they did it without getting the best performance that they thought they were going to get from their free agent running back Le'Veon Bell. So now if you move forward, Sam Darnold keeps getting better and more experience at quarterback. Can you get Le'Veon Bell back to Pittsburgh form? If you're able to do that, now you think you're a contender in the AFC East for a playoff spot going up against Buffalo and New England this year.
And he held on to it too long. A coverage sack. Down he goes. Trey Flowers able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Well, it was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack. Back to throw, Darnold. Looking deep for Demaryius. They've got his man complete. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And he fires a strike to his big target, Demaryius Thomas. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Darnold. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. Darnold hitting his tight end, Herndon. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
2nd down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. Throwing again is Darnold. This is Bell on the dump off. And he will have a 1st down at about the 21-yard line. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Darnold now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10. Darnold to throw again. That one complete to Anderson. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Again, Darnold. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing.
To the air again, Darnold. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Robbie Anderson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Jets will extend their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Here's Sam Ficken now for the Jet field goal. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense set to take over. Charles, 3-12-1 for them in 2019. Matt Patricia will be back for a 3rd year. They'll be picking 3rd in the draft, by the way, but this season really got off to a rocky start in week 1. They had a lot of close losses, but that seems to be the storyline every year for Detroit.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy because you mentioned week 1 at Arizona, big lead in the 4th quarter, ended up in a tie. Arizona walked away feeling like the tie was good. For Detroit, it was bad, but they picked themselves off the mat from that one and won their next 2. They were 2-0-1 at home against Kansas City. Lost a close one, and as you noted, that was the pattern for the year, and finished up 3-12-1. And I think they led in 14 of the 16 games they played in 2019.
And it's hard to fathom. So now the question, you know what I'm going to ask, where do they go from here?
Well, they feel good about the offensive side of the ball and their coaching staff, but a lot of changes made on the defensive side. I would expect head coach Matt Patricia to be even more involved with the defense now. That's his expertise. And he needs to fix that side in order for this team to become contenders again.
Stafford now 11 for 11. Perfect in this opening half. It's 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Sacked there by Avery Williamson, the linebacker.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. The throw over the middle taken in. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. First down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. The first down carry here for Johnson. It's Steve McClendon that time who winds up getting him down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 43.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
On first down, Johnson. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Here's McKissick. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll go again with McKissick, and he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's second and 4. Stafford. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another first down. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Stafford now to throw. Galladay's got it, and the Lions have a touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown pass as his guys are back within a single score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Extra point good by Prater. And that slices the lead down to 17-10. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. It's a short kick, taken at the 15. Then he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offense's sails because they had it going pretty good last time too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out.
He's got a man, complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 39 yards there, a big one. Well, you had all halftime to think about what you wanted to do to start the second half. They came out with a big one.
Does that not beg the question? What was happening in the other locker room at halftime? Was that the one play they didn't cover as a possibility? Because they just gave up a big, big gain.
Now a first down carry by Bell. A'Shawn Robinson there on the stop.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run.
On 2nd and 7, Darnold on the catch. It's Crowder. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Darnold now 12 of 16 thus far. It's 1st and 10. Going quickly here to Thomas. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Mike 51. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
From the 16, Darnold, throw complete to Herndon. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. The shotgun snap for Darnold. That's complete. It's Bell. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Darnold from the gun. Stepping, and it's a touchdown for the Jets. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead now up to 14. Here's Sam Ficken now for the Jet field goal. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So out now come the Lions. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
Well, they're going to get 9 here on first down as he gets this one up to the 34-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jordan Jenkins came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Here's Stafford. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he lost the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. So following the fumble recovery, here's Darnold. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first. He's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do? Because sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Darnold. Herndon's got it complete. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
They'll run on first down. It's Bell, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
On 2nd and 12, Darnold. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. A'Shawn Robinson, too much to handle that time, gets the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack. Darnold now to throw. Goes underneath for Bell. And a pretty little juke move there, but not a ton to show for it afterwards as he's brought down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This to make it a 3-score game late. And that is not going to get there. Oh, he missed it short. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Now, this one now not over yet, Charles. You've got a sliver of hope on that other sideline.
You certainly do, because that would have made it a 3-score game, and that probably would have been curtains at that point. But now if they can get down the field quickly and somehow get the ball back one more time, we may have a different ball game.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Amendola's got it, complete. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Back to throw, Stafford. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
To throw is Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Stafford. He'll get this one to Galladay. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Now Stafford. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked out and incomplete. Brian Poole that time there to get a hand on it.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. To throw again. Stafford. They almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their 1st. And it's 3rd down now. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted. And if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Here's Stafford. And no, it's incomplete. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Jets are going to get the football back. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game, but boy, not getting that when that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense. But now, since they've taken over on downs, a team with the ball, guess what? Going to 4-minute offense, maybe they can put this thing away.
Flushed out right. He'll try and run it. And Darnold, he lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the fourth. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores, want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Ready. You must be getting tired of seeing me.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play.
Now the ball comes loose, and it's scooped up by the Jets, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Damon Harrison, the one on the stop. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Again, it's Bell. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
On 1st down, Bell. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. On the counter, here's Bell. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with one. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Bell. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. Instead of running, Darnold's going to throw this thing. Caught here by Griffin. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They'll run on 1st down. It's Bell. He was brought down by Devon Kennard.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Darnold. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Call it a gain of 11 yards, and that should just about do it.
Partney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
Darnold is going to take a knee, and that should just about do it. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building. And just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Andre Ellington, his first carry. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
This is Ellington. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Winston from the gun on third down. And that's complete. It's Watson. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Ready? Flag. What is that? 54. Right. 54. Exit. Exit. Flag up.
First down, Winston. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory.
I thought that was a good call. Passing situation on second down. They hit him with a draw instead and pick up nice yardage.
Yeah, because the draw, they're thinking pass when they see that initially defensively, right?
But you know in today's NFL, most of the time on second and long when it's a passing situation, pass rushers are on the field and they're only thinking one thing, get to the quarterback. And oftentimes you can bypass them with a running play.
Now Ellington. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third.
I wonder if they just kind of outguessed themselves a little bit trying to run it on third down. Probably should have gone to the air to try and pick it up. Instead, the punting unit will have to run on the field.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And out of bounds, sailed over, looked like right near the pylon. This one's going to be perfect. Directional kicking at its finest, right down at the 1-yard line. Could not have thrown that out there any better. When the ball hit the ground, I thought it might go into the end zone the way it was angling, but perfectly jutting out at the 1.
You think maybe what we saw in practice came into play there? You know how you put those big cans down on the sideline and angle for them and shot for them? Looks like it worked out pretty well for him, too.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 10. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now a run with Cook. And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Now Cousins here on the bootleg. And that is incomplete.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
Here's Matt Weil now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Tampa Bay coming back out here to get the football. As they do that, help me figure out these Buccaneers, a team that every year is hard to figure out. This season, 7-9, first year under Bruce Arians, but just wild swings all year. A team that had both a 4-game winning streak and a 4-game losing streak. They look awful in London. They look incredible in L.A. What gives?
When you are a team that's based on offense, and you mentioned the wild swings, but they are a big play offense, that happens to you. Because if you don't get those big plays in every game, that turns into a grinder. That makes it difficult on you. Their defense are still trying to build it. They're going to be a pressure team with their defensive coordinator. Still need a few more pieces added. Their quarterback last year, Jameis Winston, a lot of big plays, both for his team and for the opposition, which was the problem. Remember, he threw over 30 touchdown passes and also 30 interceptions. Not many people get that done in the league. If they find some consistency, this team has a chance to be a factor because I believe in Bruce Arians and what he's putting together in Tampa.
The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on third down.
Let's go.
Off the play fake, Winston. That is caught. It's Perriman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well-run route.
They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now. The tackle goes there to Linval Joseph.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Yo. Here we go.
On second down, Barber. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up a third down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. He'll check this one down to Barber. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a fourth down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Here's Matt Gay now for the Bucs field goal. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And they're able to pick up the first and keep possession. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on fourth down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Jameis to throw it. It's caught by Mike Evans. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
2 yards, good enough for a first. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. To throw is Winston. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Say hello to Eric Kendricks. He gets the sack there.
That's the end of the first quarter with no score.
We're scoreless after one. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Here's Ellington. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and the Bucs take a 3-0 lead. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
After the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
On 2nd and 10, Cousins. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Well, now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Throwing, Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. William Golston. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 21. Back in the first quarter, you said it, they need to avoid the big play, but he just got a big one right there.
You can't relax. You know, we talked about in the first quarter, but as the game progresses, still opportunities, and he took advantage of one there.
On play action, Cousins. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Cousins. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Following the interception, Winston throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. That'll bring up second down. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Winston. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. And all the way to the 25 before he's hit and dropped. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Throwing, Winston. And his throw is incomplete. The intended target was Chris Godwin. And now it's second down.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Again, it's Winston. Open man is Howard, the tight end. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
The Bucs on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. They'll throw again. Winston. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. Now Howard stripped. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they are going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. Huge, huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
Bailey got the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
On the ground, it's Barber to start the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say, we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
But not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
On third down, Winston. Looking downfield for Godwin. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They start the drive with Cook. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11. Cousins gives way to Cook. And space opened up a bit. He's able to take this up past the 10. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And an alley to run. And he's going to have the first down as he's marked down just shy of the 20. They'll try to throw now. Cousins toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver, but it's going to be second down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Cousins now. It's complete to Diggs. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
Well, they obviously red man covers their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that, bro?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw, Cousins.
He's thrown one interception already, and that doesn't necessarily mean the rest of the game is going to go like that. but it does seem that he's a little bit off in his approach to this one.
Yeah, it does, and that was a risky throw right there.
Got to be careful about taking care of the ball, making sure you get back within yourself. I mean, those mechanics that they work on all the time, they're there for a reason. Kind of get back to those and maybe tamp it down a little bit.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. A first down throw for Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Cousins now from the 50. The throw complete to Beebe. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
So 3rd and inches, and this will be the 9th play of the drive. Working out of the gun, Cousins. That's caught by Treadwell. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 35. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Let's go. Let's do it.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. It'll be spotted on the right hash, a 52-yard attempt. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, this will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. The dump off good for 8 there on first down. Nothing flashy there. The slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play. And you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch. And then he's able to absorb the contact to complete it.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. On the carry, it's Cook. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. He'd pick up another first down with that run.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Cook. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now Cousins. And Diggs has it. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 41-yard line.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. And Ndamukong Suh makes the tackle. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Again, it's Cook. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Play action now. Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
On 1st down, it's Cook, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game.
Let him know, let him know. Watch the eye.
They go play action. Cousins. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 17 yards, first down, Vikings.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Running for the first time with a fullback, C.J. Ham. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up 1st and goal.
Now, how about that call? Hand it to the big guy in that situation. Normally you think of him as a real short yardage runner, but in this case they trust him to get a few more yards than that. I remember an old New York Giants quarterback, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, telling me he loves offense coordinators who call the plays with a little bit of abandon.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me that option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
On 2nd and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone. Here's Cousins. And Rudolph has got it. The big tight end for a Viking touchdown. Kyle Rudolph.
there to make the grab. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. First down Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Winston gives to Barber. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now it's a bootleg with Winston. He'll find Barber out of the backfield. No gain at all on the play there, and that brings up 4th. Well, if you're going to pass on 3rd and 1, you better get a first down if you complete it. They completed it, but no gain.
The aiming point has to be beyond the first down marker where you throw the ball. 3rd and 1, you can't have anything that's even close to the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, you run the risk of what we just saw there, not getting the first down.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
I guess it's good we can't really read the mind of the defensive coordinator now, huh?
Had him pinned back there deep, give up that run. Can't be happy.
Yeah, whatever's in his mind right now, we probably couldn't say over the air.
They run again on first down. Cook. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Throwing, Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
Cousins to throw it. He'll find Thielen working the middle. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4.
You ain't going nowhere.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Cousins. And a quick throw here, that's complete. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. To throw is Cousins. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the 1st. Only a yard on the 3rd down throw, and that leads to a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And now it's the punter Weil on as he sends this one away. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
Now this throw caught left side. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Winston now. His throw incomplete. Big O.J. Howard, his intended target. And it's 2nd down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now Winston. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph. And, partner, it's safe to say that the secondary really contributed to that sack.
Yeah, nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They covered everything. Nowhere to go with the football. But my question is, why didn't he throw it away?
Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Did they maybe play that too safely on 3rd down? I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help them a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take the shot. If not, get something safe because we do have 4th down to try and pick it up.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. The Bucs go for it. It's Winston. And an alley to run. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Following the interception, Cousins. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a first down.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, fourth quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say, don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies. To throw, Cousins. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Bo Allen. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Vikings on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 14. From the gun, here's Cousins. And this one to Treadwell, complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like him? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
Winston now to throw on first down. He completes it to Evans. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch. Those short little routes probably going to be open. The defense, they'll let those happen, especially when they can make an inbounds tackle.
Yeah, where's Coach Madden when you need him? He always talked about taking what the defense gives you, but sometimes you have to know when you have situations.
Again on second down. Winston now out. It's out, and the Vikings pick up the 5-yard line. Good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10 at the 45. Now Cook. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. They run it again with Cook. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
That's it, baby. That's it.
The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down.
They're not ready for this. They still playing.
Cousins now from the 50. And he's able to find Diggs. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 12 yards there, 1st down Vikings. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
They'll run on 1st down. Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Throwing here, Cousins. And this one complete to Smith. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 25-yard line. Well, clear running situation. Trying to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they'd shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the 2nd half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a 2nd half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the 2nd half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Vikings as we say so long from Minneapolis.